And if that's the case, then value is going to be t equals 0 to infinity dt over 1 plus r, which means one plus r to the power t. And since d1 doesn't depend on t, it gets out of the, let me actually change the colors. Gets out of the summation. If you had taken any pre-calculus, you may have seen that such a sequence this series is the sum of a sequence, is convergent, and it is equal to 1 over r. Hence, if I told you that dividends are going to be constant, and I told you what the discount rate was, you could calculate the value. This is also known as a perpetuity. Okay, that one is easy. Our model 1 we're going to have dividends grow at a constant rate. It's called G. That means dt plus 1 equals dt times 1 plus g for all t greater than or equal to 0. Or if we know d1, then dt equals d1 times 1 plus g raised to the power t minus 1. So if we do that, not 0, 1. Use this formula for dt, d1 times 1 plus g raised to the power t, 1 plus t minus 1, and so on. If I simplify that, that would be d1 times 1 plus g. Let's see. Forget about it. I'm just going to tell you what it converges to. It converges to d1 over r minus g, provided r is greater than g. So if the discount rate is greater than the growth rate of dividends, that infinite summation actually converges to a constant, and that's the number. And this is called growing perpetuity. We're going to build a little Excel model for all of these, but I'm going to go through the theory first. And sometimes we will also do, let's call it Model 2. Two-stage growth model. For established companies, the assumption that dividends are going to grow at a constant rate is a reasonable one. But for companies that are relatively new, that is not. For example, do you guys know for how many years Google has paid dividends? 0. They became public in 2004, and they still have not paid any dividends. That doesn't mean they're not going to pay in the future, but they haven't paid yet. So here's what we're going to do. Suppose we know what dividends are going to be for T years. So D1, D2, DT. And after that, they will grow at a constant rate. That means value is going to be present value of the known dividends plus value of company at T plus 1 at T, at the end of T. Yeah. But we're gonna discount that by, actually let me put it this way. Value of the company at T. Think of it this way. If you own this stock, you're going to get dividends D1 through DT. Once you got all those, you still have the shares of a company that's going to be worth something. Okay? That's worth something. Value of company at the end of year T. But since that's going to happen in the future, we need to discount that. But once I come to at the end of year T, at that point, that company is a company that's going to have constant dividend growth. Where DT plus 1 is DT times. Okay. Now let's put all of this into an Excel sheet. Not that one. As you may imagine, Model 1 and Model 0 are special cases of Model 2. if you assume that t is 0 or t is 1, the first one, and after that it grows at a constant rate. So let's do this. Discount. I'm going to put 10% as a number there. Okay. I'm going to do this up to 100 years.